Hello everyone, it's Colin with the Knox County Fire Bureau, and welcome to our second video in our 7-part Pro Tip series entitled At Home with Fire Safety, The Essentials. Now remember, there are 5 areas in our home where fire is a little bit more likely to occur than others, and that's kitchens, family room, living rooms, bedrooms, laundry rooms, and then your garage or carport. So today we're in my kitchen to give you those tips and tricks to make sure that you're staying as fire safe as possible. Here in my kitchen, where I have a glass top stove, we need to make sure that those of you out there that have glass top stoves and may not, that we are not finding a home for things like towels or oven mitts or other combustible material on top of the stove, especially when we're bringing groceries back in from the store. Make sure your stovetop is not where you place your groceries before they wind up in the refrigerator. And that's just to make sure that someone doesn't accidentally turn on an eye and those things become fuel for a dangerous fire. The next of which is, and we need to talk not necessarily about fire, but scalds and burns, especially here in the kitchen. Scalds and burns are highly likely. And one of those appliances where it is potentially dangerous is the microwave. So when you open the microwave, make sure that you can access whatever may be inside that you're warming up, and it's not going to get caught on any lips, especially on the tray, so that way it's not getting spilled on you by accident. A dangerous burn to your chest or upper body for a very young person or a very older senior can be very, very dangerous and a medical emergency. If you do have a fire emergency, and you do have a fire extinguisher that is, remember, smaller the fire extinguisher, smaller the fire, that's capable of extinguishing the fire here on the stove, you're more than welcome to use that to put it out. But there are a couple other things that we can use that are readily available here in the kitchen that you can smother that fire with. The first of which, we need to make sure we have a fire here in the kitchen. So with a little bit of Hollywood magic, we have a fire. Now, this fire is dangerous. It's brought on by the heat of us cooking. So the first thing we need to do to make sure that we're putting this fire out safely is protect our hands. With the oven mitt, we're going to grab a hold of a pot lid for the pot that you're cooking in, right? And then from a safe distance, using the pot as a shield, you're going to cover it, turn the burner off where the pot is, and then with your hands protected, right, whether that be with a towel, for instance, or another second oven mitt, we're going to push this pot to a cold element where it's going to sit and stay until the pot is cold to the touch of the back of your hand. This is to ensure that if we let it be until it's cold to the touch to the back of our hand, that it is completely smothered. If we do not let it cool fully, and we take that pan lid off too early, the fire will come right back. Now, let's talk about a case where possibly the pot or pan that you're using doesn't have a lid that came with it, or you've lost it, moved a bunch of times, and it just disappeared. Probably lost underneath the couch. We probably have a cookie sheet. Cookie sheets are a wonderful thing, right? They're long, they're wide, and more than likely able to cover up the top of whatever pot or pan that you might be using that's experiencing that fire emergency. So remember, again, with a gloved, protected hand, you want to use that cookie sheet, put it on top, slide it across from a safe distance. Again, turn that burner off, move the pot to a cold element, protecting both of your hands, and then waiting again till it's cold to the touch of the back of your hand. Either one of these ways can get that fire successfully extinguished merely by smothering it and not having to use a fire extinguisher. But remember, please, if you are home and experience a fire emergency, make sure you're sounding that alarm, using your rescue alarm contained an extinguished home safety plan, and getting everyone evacuated to your home's safe meeting place. Remember, also, using a fire extinguisher is never a replacement for calling the fire department. Kitchen fires are very dangerous. They tend to move around, especially if you have a microwave with a vent that sucks air up and out. You may have used that to get some of the smoke out, pull those heat or pull those other things away from the fire. That may wind up putting the fire somewhere where you can't see it. So make sure you're always calling 911 and having the fire department come and investigate and ensure for you that the fire is completely extinguished. Alright, that's your tips and tricks for this episode. We'll see you in episode 3. Have a great day and stay fire safe.